Waves are one of the world's most valuable resources, from the power that can be created from hydroelectricity to the beautiful, vibrant corals of our oceans, and of course, the thrill of riding a perfect wave on your surfboard. For those of you who have ever surfed, I'd like you to think back to your first few sessions. If you're anything like me, you probably spent most of the time getting wiped out and tossed around the waves than you did up on your board. But there was something that kept me going back. There's a saying in Bahasa Indonesia, sedikit-sedikit lama-lama menjadi bukit. Little by little, we climbed the mountain. And just like that, I got better at surfing, each and every time I was on the waves. One of the most beautiful things about surfing is its rich and vibrant history. In fact, in ancient Polynesia, surfing was considered a spiritual ritual and a way of communicating with the gods. There's even records of ancient Hawaiian leaders keeping the best surf spots for themselves and stopping common people from using them. And although surfing should be free and open to people of all ages and abilities, our wonderful resource of waves is being exploited as surfing grows and more people try this amazing sport every day. Global surf tourism is a massive industry. 35 million surfers spend about $65 billion just to travel internationally in 1 year. Just to put this into perspective, there's about 8 billion people worldwide. If every single person gave $8, that would count up to the amount of money only surfers spend to travel in 1 year. This is me almost 4 years ago, not knowing a single thing about surfing and not knowing how it would change my life. During the next year, I had tried surfing a couple times, but never really got into it. But then, COVID hit. I was bored and sometimes even devastated at home without a hobby or activity I could do regularly. That's when I decided that I wanted to try surfing. And before I knew it, I was hooked. I was addicted. Now, surfing is my safe place. It's my escape from reality. So, when it came to choosing a quest, I was sure I wanted to do something with surfing. And a few months ago, as Bali borders opened back up, I realized what it should be. The perfect uncrowded waves I had been surfing for the past 2 years were now suddenly packed with newcomers. It wasn't just the roads of Bali that were struggling with terrible traffic. It was the surf breaks too. And after thinking a little, I realized I wanted to see the true impacts of surf tourism. At first, I wanted to make a documentary, but in the end, my project became something more like a podcast. I set a goal for myself. I wanted to at least make 4 videos. And in the end, I made 6 and got over 100 subscribers. So, the process. First, I did as much research as I could. Then, I started designing a YouTube channel. I made a logo, description, and everything that I needed. Then, I started designing my videos. In the first one, I introduced my purpose and contents of my videos. For the videos to come, I was thankfully able to interview a handful of amazing, knowledgeable people that knew a lot about surf tourism. These people include Leon Match. He studied surf tourism for almost 15 years. Christian, he owns a sustainable surf retreat in Sumba called Nalungkala. Rudy, he also owns a retreat in Puranan and used to be a surf teacher. And Made, he owns the Flow in Puranan and Authority on the beach. And the last step of my project involved editing, the hardest part in my opinion, especially because I had no experience. But in the end, I'm happy I did it because now I know how to edit and post videos on YouTube. The purpose of this channel is to educate people on the impacts of surf tourism. So hopefully they can make better decisions and help the environment and community. So, here is some knowledge these amazing people taught me. The reason that surf tourism is so relevant is because, as Leon Match explained, under 1% of coastal areas are actually surfable, and only half of these are considered quality surf breaks. This is why surfers become pressured to travel, and of course, 35 million surfers means 4 million kilograms of carbon emissions just on flights. Tourists produce twice as much waste as locals, and all of this waste goes into our oceans and harms our animals. And when surfers surf over a long period of time over reefs, our reefs start to deteriorate from chemicals from sunscreens and other surfing products. Also, surf tourism can be quite impactful in the cultural sense. Now, more locals are surfing. They have also caught up with a lot more consumer practices, such as shopping and even traveling, which means they are also producing a lot more waste. On the other hand, surf tourism can actually be beneficial and help the environment and community. Some examples of these are beach cleanups. In Bali, there are 5 annual beach cleanups. This movement has gathered over 65,000 people in over 430 locations and prevented 155 tons of plastics from entering our oceans. Some other good causes is, as Rudy explained in his interview, the amount of jobs locals get, such as surf teachers, surf guides, and even board rentals. In Bali, over 50% of locals have tourism-based jobs. As Christian explained in his interview, sustainable surf tourism means the resource is not depleted, but possibly nourished and sustained by different parties. He owns a sustainable surf retreat in Sumba called Nalong Kala, where they live and teach sustainable practices such as permaculture, organic food gardens, dry toilets, etc. They love to be immersed in a simple life with less consumption, produce little waste, and of course, share the great waves at their break. I believe this journey has taught me a lot and made me a better person. Most meaningful to me was meeting all the incredible people from the surfing community that are committed to promoting surf sustainability alongside the access to this amazing sport for everyone. In total, I made 6 videos, some long, some short, but in all of them, I focused on the vital importance of protecting this amazing resource, the waves of our oceans. I would like to thank all my teachers, parents, and everyone who I interviewed for helping me develop this project. So, if you have any interest at all, I would gladly appreciate you subscribing to my YouTube channel and enjoying my videos. And remember, your surf tourism makes an impact. Make sure it's the right one. Thank you.